Welcome back to the How to Trade Trading Academy. Today we're going to talk about news services and their importance to active traders. By the end of this video, you will know what type of news to look at and exactly where to get it. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, news is a report of recent events. As traders, we aren't concerned about what's happening on page 6 of the New York Times. We need our news to be relevant to the markets. For us, news is any report of data or recent events that may impact price action. Now, in everyday life, we get our news through a variety of mediums. A few of the most common are television, internet, radio, and newspapers. If you've ever read a headline or watched a television news report, then you're familiar with exactly how timely information is disseminated. Now, that sounds like an elementary concept. The news is simply the news, right? For active traders, there's much more to the news than simply reporting. In the markets, you are well advised to stay current on any information that may impact your trades. Remember, the markets are inherently sensitive to data. It's imperative that you stay in the know as much as possible. But how? There are literally thousands of news sources to choose from. Some good, some not so good, and some bad. Not to worry, we can build a rock-solid information flow by narrowing our focus to the best purveyors of 3 types of financial news: mainstream, data and analytics, and live. Now, before we dive into the 3 types of financial news services, let's take a quick look at the enormity of the online news atmosphere.
Okay, there are literally hundreds of news sources out there online available at your fingertips at any given time. For active traders, we need to stay in the know, and there is an absolute plethora of news services out there. So let's just take a look at a few right here. This is sort of one of the industry standards, CNBC, a mainstream outlet. You can see you've got all sorts of stories, recent stories. You've got live quotes, things like that. You've also got Bloomberg. Bloomberg's another major player, very similar. You've got some data up here, but you've also got all the big media stories of the day. And then here's an interesting one that we're going to talk about in a little bit. It's Koyfin. This would be an example of a data analytics platform. It's got all sorts of tools. You typically pay for play, data analytics are, but you can see that it's a very, very specialized news source where you do have data and you also have specific market analysis and some proprietary tools as well. Also, you got Financial Juice, which is an example of a live squawk service that we'll talk about here in just a little bit, but you can see it's got all your breaking news, your economic calendar right here, all sorts of stories, and you do have sort of that live squawk feature, that audio feature as well. Now, at How to Trade, we do have our own little news section. You click right there on the left-hand side of your margin trading news, and you'll notice all the breaking news that's on Twitter and also some recent news stories that have really gained some traction in the markets. We try to cover those and keep you up to date as well. So now that we know what's out there, it's time to get specific about the 3 types of news services: data analytics, mainstream, and live. To stay on the competitive lead lap, many traders source their information from all 3 categories. Let's break down each type of news and what it is used for and how it can help you stay on that competitive lead lap in the live market. The first type of news outlet is the mainstream service. These are the most popular and frequently referenced as they have the largest scope. Mainstream outlets typically offer abundant free information, such as current events and breaking news reports. Also, mainstream bureaus furnish traders with both fact and opinion content. Due to their size and ease of access, mainstream news services are good for measuring broad market sentiment. If you're looking for a place to begin your research or simply want to check in on the day's media buzz, mainstream outlets aren't a bad place to begin. Nonetheless, be forewarned, making trading decisions based on mainstream news reports is problematic at best. Remember, headlines are already priced into the market. That means if we buy or sell based on a headline, we're reactionary and more than likely late. A few of the major players in the mainstream space are CNBC, Bloomberg, and Fox Business. At How to Trade, we don't endorse these services. However, they are major players in financial news. We recommend checking them all out and coming to your own conclusions on which source you want to frequent. Data analytics is an important segment of financial news. Services that specialize in this area provide traders with a wealth of information rooted in the quantitative realm. Items such as live market data, performance metrics, industry insights, and proprietary tools are examples of a data analytics service suite. Data platforms are ideal for active traders. They provide the information necessary for technical functions such as backtesting and comparative analysis. Also, they offer exclusive proprietary tools and analysis the general public isn't privy to. Now, most data analytics services are subscription-based and pay-for-play. A few of the heavy hitters in this segment are Koyfin, FactSet, and AlphaSense. One free and widely popular data platform is Trading Economics. As the old saying goes, there's the quick and then there's the dead. Breaking news can come on swiftly and have a profound impact on the markets. One way that active traders receive up-to-the-minute information is through a live news feed. A live news feed, also known as a squawk service, furnishes traders with the most current news possible. As soon as a market-moving event occurs, the live news service reports it to the trader. Live services are much faster than mainstream outlets as they offer concise reporting on vital events. This may be done via a live, low-latency written blog or a radio-style audio feed. Live services are typically available on a subscription basis. A few of the key players in this category are Financial Juice, Market Squawk, and Trade the News. If you're an intraday trader or a bona fide news junkie, then a live squawk service is worth checking out. All right, let's examine the online form and functionality of each type of news service. All right, let's take a look at how to use the three types of news sources online, really in a real-world type of environment. Now, the first type is mainstream news outlets. Now, there are hundreds of mainstream news outlets. We're going to focus on CNBC and Fox Business right now, but there's others. There's Reuters, there's Bloomberg, there's BBC, there's the South China Post. There's all sorts of news outlets. The biggest thing that we want to remember when we're using mainstream news or when we're viewing mainstream news is that oftentimes we're only getting part of the picture from each one of the news outlets because a lot of times those opinions are infused into the news stories and the reporting themselves. So I highly recommend looking at a broad spectrum of outlets to sort of figure out exactly what's happening. Now, one thing that the mainstream news sources are great for is just measuring broad market sentiment. So right here, let's take a good look at CNBC today. You'll see right here we've got all sorts of news. Stocks falls, investors wait for inflation data. You've got a hot stock, Novavax. You've got some key news impacting some airline stocks. LinkedIn lays off 716, kills China jobs app. So that's just some basic reporting on the broad market sentiment. You can see right there the headline sort of says it all. Now, if we cursor over to say something like a Fox Business, you can see the same types of things, but you've got a little bit more opinion in there. Just a different opinion is what I would say. And you've got really some political conversations being infused into our financial news. But up here, you do have your Dow Jones averages and things of that nature. So, if you are going to look around the horn, make sure that if you're going to use mainstream news outlets, you look at a few of them because this is vastly different reporting between CNBC and Fox. Not necessarily the one's right and the other's wrong. It's just that they're different. And we need to understand that maybe what we're looking for lies somewhere in the middle. Now, news data platforms are something that financial services professionals really rely on. And not only gives you historical market data, but it also gives you other insights. Now, this is a good look at Koifin. This is a powerful platform that can get you pretty much any kind of market data you really want. You can see right here, you've got a dashboard that they provide you with. You can customize it. It gives you everything you need to know as far as changes in different sectors in the equities markets. You've got really everything in currencies, global equities, commodities, anything you need to know. I mean, they've got the data for you. They've also got breaking market news right there that comes across the news wires. You've also got some proprietary tools. I mean, you can see they've got a solution for every investor. Depends on who you are and what you do. You can tailor their service to exactly what you need. If I'm a commodities trader, maybe I want all things crude oil. I want the data and I want the news of the day. Maybe you're an equities trader. Maybe you want to focus on individual equities and really take a look at a platform that gives you really, a good look at financials, corporate financials. So that's what a data platform like Koifin can do for you. Another great one is FactSet. You can see right here, FactSet is really is designed to help financial folks in the financial industry have the information that they need to really excel and make decisions on a day-by-day basis. You see right here, over 7,000 financial services firms use the data from FactSet. This is another robust platform that you can really get a good look on, not only independent and sort of proprietary news articles and analysis, but also just a data platform. And really, you can customize these data platforms to do anything that you need them to do. Typically, they're pay for play, so you're going to have to subscribe to services like these. But if you're a serious trader or an investor, it may very well be worth it. Now, the last kind we're going to talk about is our live squawk, and this is a good look at Financial Juice. You can see really your economic calendar here, but what we wanted to highlight here is this live blog function where it's really a low latency blog. Anything that comes across the board, it comes up in the blog. So you'll see these quick reports on just telling you what exactly has happened and then moving on, and you'll notice that it's updated every few minutes. Of course, you've got to upgrade to get the live news feed. This is just a good look at the delayed platform. You've also got some voice news and also a tick strike, which actually tells you when the trades are being made, and that's in an audio cue. So you could theoretically be trading on your platform, and you could hear, like say for the S&P 500, when exactly price is ticking back and forth. The idea being that audio cue could tell us when the markets are alive and when they're not. Sort of a fascinating tool. I haven't used much of it. You'll also notice they've got some other stuff on here like fear and greed index, all sorts of different valuation models, and sort of just its own little community. So that's a good look at Financial Juice. Now, the last one we're going to look at is another live Squawk feed, and this is called Market Squawk. Now, these can cost quite a bit of money to get, but you'll notice all the form and functionality. But check out what it has. I mean, this is what to expect if you were to subscribe to a Market Squawk, which gives you that live audio feed throughout the trading day.
China's Huarong said to be planning a full repayment of this bond due April the 27th. Bank of America continuing this theme of early earnings releases. So just give you a heads up of who else we're waiting for today. United Health, PepsiCo, BlackRock and US Bancorp all due to report before midday London time. United.
So there you have it. I mean, that's what it is. It's a live audio feed that just comes into your platform. You open up your Market Squawk, you keep it running throughout the day, and when something really happens, like let's say you have a key economic number out, or a company's going to report their income or their data, they're making an earnings report, then you get all the updates. And also you heard that they'll keep you abreast of what's coming your way in a short period of time. So the Market Squawk, now those can be relatively expensive, but if you're a serious trader and investor, perhaps the Market Squawk, so a service like that, would be worth it for you to get. So those are typically a little bit tougher to come by, but remember, you've got your primary market news, your primary outlets, your mainstream news outlets. That's great for measuring broad market sentiment and getting the news of the day. Koifin, the fact set, these data platforms are much better for getting that personalized data that you may need to stay really one step ahead of the competition. Maybe some data sets that the public doesn't have, maybe customized reporting that can really streamline your trading day and keep you up to date and up to speed on what you need to know. And then lastly, you've got your live Squawk like Financial Juice or Market Squawk that can give you that audio feed or that really super low latency blog to keep you up to date on by the minute news. If you're a scalper, say an intraday scalper that's trading large sizes and you're running a lot of money through your account, those may be worth investing in as well. So that's just a quick look at the three types of news items. Once again, you can always tailor your news feed to what you need it to be, and you want to build something that's robust that helps you trade each and every day, whichever one of these outlets maybe to your liking. Feel free to kick the tires on a few of them and see exactly what you need to succeed in the live market. But there's a plethora of news out there. The key is finding which ones work for you.
There are a lot of news services out there, and they all claim to be trustworthy and demand your attention. If you're overwhelmed at this point, we understand. The media environment is immense and it can be intimidating. But there's no need to stress out over where to get your news. If you remember that different outlets are designed to do different things, you really can't go wrong. Mainstream outlets are great for quickly identifying broad market sentiment and grasping the day's media buzz. Data platforms are ideal for technical traders and heavy analytics. Live Squawk services offer ultra-low latency reporting for traders that rely and depend on speed. So which type of news service is best for your trading? In reality, there is no one right answer. One or all three types may be suitable. Take some time out and kick the tires on a few of these services. More than likely, you will find a news service that is just right for you.